Back. Now, part of this section, we will see hypothesis and validations. Hypothesis is nothing but it's a fancy word for assumptions, and that's what even I learned from one of the Steve Blank seminar. And even from my MBA school, we talk about hypothesis. That basically saying that assumptions. So in my part-time startups.com idea, what are my assumptions? I'm thinking that many people want to start a business, but they don't do it because lack of time. They think they don't have time. And my another hypothesis or assumption here is people think they need to invest a lot of money for a startup. And the reason I prepared this course is thinking my assumption here is people are willing to pay money to learn how to start a startup part time. So these are all my assumptions. So the concept of the lean startup here is once you know the idea, you need to come up with your hypothesis, assumptions, and then validate with the customer. Okay, so how I'm going to validate? So I identified some of my friends and a couple of people who are not friends but whom I know. I reached out to them. In some cases, I met them personally, or some people I sent an email saying that, "Hey, I'm Raj. I'm planning to start this online website to help people who want to start a part-time business. Part of this, I'm trying to learn more from respected professionals like you. Can I ask you a couple of questions? You know, because I'm explaining here, and this is my idea, and this is what I'm trying to do. Can I ask you a couple of questions, right? So most likely, obviously, they say, yeah, sure. What questions you have? Then questions I asked are like, have you ever thought of starting a business? You know, most of the people whom I spoke, they said yes. But then I asked, like, why didn't you start? Um, they tried to give a short answer saying that, well, I didn't have time, or some other reason like that. But I kind of wanted to know more, so I said, okay, can you explain more about this? What do you mean by you don't have? And those kind of things. So I learned more about my validation of hypothesis, saying that yes, people are not starting because they think they need investment, they need a lot of time. Okay. So then after my discussion, I said, thanks a lot for sharing information. Can I reach you again to show progress of my work? Um, so I got mostly my answer. The answer I got is yes. So after then, let's say I built some mockups, okay, which is my MVP. I'm going to show in my next section like how do I start this website, and then I'll reach these my friends who are potential customers. I reach them again and say, hey, last time you shared information which is very helpful for me, and can I ask you more questions? And now I built some website, and I would like to review this and comment about it. Is it going to be helpful? What do you think? So that is how I'm going to validate my hypothesis. And here I'm not going to um, justify my what my thought process. The goal of this validation here is ask questions, listen carefully what they are saying, and don't try to justify why you think it will work. Listen what they are saying, what kind of objections they are giving, and saying that why it's not going to work, what kind of advices they are giving. Well, they may be wrong, but still it's okay. By listening, you will learn a lot in this case, saying that okay, maybe this kind of customer may not want this solution, but what else I'm learning. But you got to be very very careful with one. It's very easy for us to say, okay, he's not my targeted customer, so I don't have to pay attention to what he says. Well, that is the last stop, but don't get there. Try to understand what he says and take the feedback and then work on it. Okay, all right, and we'll see you in the next section.